start the stream. We are now streaming.
Huzzah.
Yay!
Yay.
Huzzah.
Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of The Long Dark of LSR. This is going to be number 38.
Long time now.
Yeah, it's been a while. Recap for last session. Who wants to do that?
I think someone should read the cred.
Unfortunately, I do not like hearing my own voice.
You know, don't make me do it.
No.
I think
I'm gonna volunteer.
thank you.
Tristan, you do it.
Oh God. Basically, we went to the jail, saw her sister. She came running out because she was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And then I went in with Geld and Wraith's character. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of.
Ishal.
Ishal. Yeah.
Ishal. We went in. I was able to use my
The Scroll
My
of
name.
Pedigree.
Yep, I was able to use my scroll of pedigree to free her sister. Her sister came out with us. We found out that she's working for somebody named Flamebrand or
Red
Brand?
Brand, yes.
Red Brand.
Red Brand, who is a fire genasi. And Geld knew that he was Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears, yep.
We ended up going over to the inn, but before we went into the inn, Shadow's character Sylvan, yes, decided that they wanted to see what would happen if they used a Luminalis crystal with Emma's sister, because obviously there was like dark matter and stuff coming off of her. And so what happened was we saw the darkness go inside of her sister, and we don't quite it was absorbed.
Something happened. Yeah, you don't really know.
Yeah, we don't really know, but she almost died. And then we went our separate ways to our rooms, and Sharali then, while she was keeping watch over her sister stood up and said something about, I don't remember what she said, I'm sorry.
It wasn't like it was already too late or something. Something very ominous along those
Yeah, it was like
lines.
something really ominous.
She was sleeping. She opened her eyes. Her eyes were pitch black. She said, it's already too late.
And that's where we ended, because Zim likes cliffhangers.
I love cliffhangers. Yes, I do. Very much so.
I've been waiting.
Especially spoopy ones.
Spoopies. So, yeah, picking it up, I think, maybe not right there, but Sharali, this, your sister, as soon as she finishes saying that, you see her begin to convulse again.
Great.
She is spitting up. She's kind of foaming at the mouth a little bit. Her eyes are flittering open and closed, and her eyes are also rolling into the back of her head.
Great. Incredible start.
Yep. What are you going to do?
Okay. I mean, there's not much I can. I don't have like banishment of any kind. I don't have.
You don't have banishment. You don't have remove curse. You don't have wish. You don't have protection from good and evil. You have nothing right now.
I do have protection from good and evil.
Well, you know that doesn't work against that. So.
But I did find out that does not work.
Yeah.
So that's an incredible.
People can have darkness inside them and not be evil.
It's
while you think.
So
let's
so
go
hard.
to the others.
Let me think.
So as of right now, I believe it's
Night, right?
Yeah, it's nighttime. I think we ended it right around like the 8-9 o'clock time, like normal bedtime. Everyone rented their rooms.
Although my character trances, so
Yeah, so you don't really technically need to sleep.
yeah.
I don't think Sylvan would be sleeping just yet. She probably goes to bed a little bit later.
Okay. What would everyone kind of be doing besides Sharali? We know what she's doing, but
King ferociously.
panicking.
Incredible.
I think Sylvan would be looking out the window, just like with the window open. She's got her arms hanging out over the ledge.
Nice. It's still
Looking up at
raining.
the stars. Okay, so just enjoying the rain then.
Yeah, let me actually find some rain sounds for that because I think that's going to be. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. One moment. It had to start over, so here we go. Ambient rain.
Got it. I hear it. It sounds nice.
Okay, so sitting on the windowsill, arm hanging out, just watching the rain. Nighttime's fallen. You can see little flitterings of lantern light from some of the alleyways, and you hear guffaws and outbursts just down the way from the Golden Kraken. What is I'm curious as to what Liliana is doing at this point.
Oh, I said last time she was journaling,
Okay.
like writing letters that she wouldn't send to her family
Oh,
about
right,
her
yeah.
adventures and the people she met.
Okay.
And then she'd probably just be going to bed.
Okay. So while everyone is contemplating and kind of going about their own routine, I guess, the chaos is unfolding inside Sharali's room. Geld, are you doing anything on the side?
Probably be inscribing his rooms before heading to bed.
Okay. Yep, Sharali, are you gonna are you attempting anything with her right now?
Okay. I have two directions that I feel like I could go with this.
Yep.
I could try and maybe grab her shoulders and shake her and try and shake her out of whatever's going on. I can make a medicine check or attempt to make a medicine check because I have no skill in that, and I have a -2 to that, so that really makes things a lot better.
Well,
and then the third alternative is maybe doing Sacred Flame and seeing if radiant damage will try and rebuke whatever it is trying to take her over.
okay.
Maybe.
Interesting thought, for sure. So you try the shaking first. At this point, you probably feel that you're just making it worse. It's like you're shaking someone who's already shaking.
Oh.
That doesn't help. You hear her kind of gurgling and coughing. Her eyes are still rolled to the back of her head, and her eyelids are fluttering open and closed pretty rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
You try to see if there's anything you can do as far as a medicine check goes. So you can go ahead and roll that.
With my -2.
Yep, with your -2.
Hey, that's not the worst that it could have been. all
Hey,
things
that's pretty good.
It's not
Not
great,
bad.
but it's
Yeah.
not bad.
That's mid.
It's mid.
It's mids, yeah, it's middies. Okay, so you know that during convulsions like this, it's probably a good idea that you somehow prevent her mouth from opening and closing too forcefully, so that she doesn't bite her tongue off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you grab we'll say that you have a wooden spoon as part of your survival kit for traveling.
Or why not?
You use that. That helps prevent her from taking damage, which would have probably happened if this kept going. You unfortunately have no idea how to deal with something like this other than what you've seen previously, which is just what you did. You kind of prop her head up and try and turn it a little bit so she doesn't like choke on her spittle.
Yeah.
And you just wait for it to pass.
I guess that's all I can do, really.
Yeah. It does eventually stop. Go ahead. What?
Can I, like... This is a time I really wish I had taken... Or I had been a wizard rather than a warlock. So I can do, like, identify or something what's going on. Can I
Woulda, coulda,
maybe
shoulda.
roll religion or arcana to, like, see if I know at all what might be going on? Like, literally, because convulse, like, does she have epilepsy now as a result of being possessed by the door? Is this something trying to take her over?
Roll.
Like, is this
What's
part
your
of her?
highest?
Let me see. My religion and arcana are the same.
You can roll either one, not both, and this is going to be a pretty significant DC.
Okay. And of course, this is going to be the roll that's not good. Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
No.
And I usually roll on arcana too.
You are racking your brain through and through trying to find out or recall anything that was mentioned in texts or anything to do with the Long Dark, any research that scholars did, and you're coming up with nothing.
Great.
This appears to be some kind of an isolated incident in which you know practically nothing about.
Great. So when she stops convulsing, I just want to try and get her settled and try and see if she can go back to sleep.
Yep, it takes a couple minutes before she's able to finally, let out an extra couple of twitches before she stops convulsing completely. Her eyes will close and she's just got a lot of like foam on her face. Her color is faded a bit. She's not quite as vibrantly colored as she once was for a tiefling.
Mm-hmm.
And she definitely looks a little sunken, just kind of paler and not healthy.
Yeah.
But otherwise, she is still breathing, and she is possibly in some kind of sleep or slight unconscious state.
Nothing else I can do, so I guess I'm just gonna go back to keeping watch.
Okay. Well, it's at this point that we can say the night will pass. Is anyone... I mean, everyone's already mentioned that they were going to bed. Do you do anything after your trance? How long does your trance go for, Ishal? I think it can go, like, indefinitely, right?
Trancing
Well,
at minimum is 4 hours, I think, for a long rest.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, luckily, you all will be able to sleep through the night. And uninterrupted at that.
Rare thing.
It certainly is. Sylvan, do you do anything after you sit out on the windowsill for a little bit?
No, I just go to bed.
Okay. Then I think we're gonna shift to the morning. So let's cut off the rain here. And morning arrives. And the sun is streaming in through the windows of your rooms. And you can hear just the ocean outside, lapping up against the beach, and you can hear the calls of fishermen out on their boats, catching their bounty. And you can hear the sound of footsteps below you in the just kind of the floor down below where the kitchen is. You can also feel a few soft echoes of maybe some slams or something hitting a counter. There's a lot of muffled sounds, but it does smell like breakfast is being made.
Ishai is probably one of the first people down there getting a super hefty serving sizes and just absolutely stuffing himself.
Okay. Seeing as you're the first to emerge from your room, you head downstairs and round the corner at the bottom, and you're kind of in the midst of a common room area. There's a fireplace, there's some seating, some armchairs, there's a couch that's got this sort of weathered look to it. It's older, but still in somewhat good condition. It's got this kind of bluish aquin color. And sitting upon it looks like just another guest of the inn, an elven gentleman who's wearing some rather dapper-looking clothing, possibly expensive, but nonetheless he's sipping from a cup of tea and he's reading a book, and he hears you approach and just kind of glances over his shoulder at you, and that's when the innkeeper, he notices you emerging from the stairwell, and he runs over and he says, how well did you sleep?
I slept well enough, I'd say.
Good. Breakfast is served. You may head back into the dining room. It's just down there, and he points down a pretty narrow hallway that's kind of at the corner of the common room.
Ishal nods, and he'll head his way over.
And if you need anything else, just ask Margaret. She's our chef.
Will do.
You head on back. You emerge into a dining room. There's a couple of tables. They're smaller and circular, but they should be able to sit the entire party, one of them at least. And you walk in, and it's kind of plastered white walls with these little square windows just above a counter at the back of the room. Sunlight streaming in through those, and they're kind of casting rays of sun over a rough wooden floor. It's kind of warm in here. There's a stove going at the back, as well as a hearth in which there's a pot of some kind of boiling liquid simmering over in a cauldron. And it smells good. It smells like maybe boiling chicken with some herbs, just making a stock. And Margaret appears to be a average height, brown-haired female human, and she's wearing just chef's clothing. She's got an apron on. There's some stains on it from vegetables and kind of maybe a little bit of blood from meat being chopped. And you walk in. She doesn't really pay you any attention at all. She's busy doing cooking. And you already see... Yeah, there's a platter of food. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say if it was self-serve, but like it apparently does have self-serve.
Yes, so there's on one of these sideboards next to the dining tables, there's just this whole spread of tins, tinned containers with these opulent sort of chrome lids on them. Cloche, they're called, but that's a French term, and French doesn't exist in this world. So
yeah,
we're just
French is considered a slur.
we're gonna just gonna call it a cover, a little chrome cover, and you see that, lifting a few of them, or rather all of them. I'm sure you're checking them all out. There's
Yep.
There's spiced meats that are still rare. They got these nice, like a juicy jus that's they're sitting in. And there's steamed vegetables, and then there's bread in a basket to the side. There's freshly churned butter.
He'll probably just have at least one of everything and just bring it to the table.
So yeah, you bring over a plate just full of things. You got cheeses, fish, meat, cooked, raw, smoked, cured, vegetables that you can, they're vibrant and colorful, and everything just smells delicious, and the fish smells fresh.
And he's just gonna savor all of that, and once he's done, he'll probably have another and then another. But right now, he'll just savor this first one.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to have you roll any sort of constitution checks for that. Only because we all know if we were to eat and be full and then eat beyond fullness, that would probably hurt.
Yeah. I would basically just eat until full and then go a little beyond that.
Okay. And we'll say that your stomach is significantly larger than everyone else's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're able to put away a lot of food. And in fact, a few times you see Margaret looking over, just glancing. She's hearing the clanging of your silverware hitting the plate, and she throws up a couple eyebrows like, wow, this guy can put away some food.
Mm-hmm.
But
What a
she just
man.
keeps going. Yeah. What a man.
Liliana would vom.
Speaking of, as you're
For
putting
sure.
you're putting away food, and everyone else upstairs, however, is just starting to wake up. Anyone have any specific things that they are doing before they head downstairs to join Shal?
No. Liliana would be making herself look like perfect because growing up she has been taught to take pride in her appearance, and so she's going to be the type of adventurer that comes down every morning looking pristine, primed, and perfect.
But you're also going to come down fashionably late and several hours after breakfast starts or something like that.
Oh, probably. For sure.
Sylvan is going to do the exact opposite of Liliana. She's going to roll out of bed at the last second and not worry about her appearance whatsoever. Coming down with bed head and just clothes just kind of out of place, stuff like that.
Just take one look in the vanity mirror and just whatever.
No, not even a looking in the mirror. I'm getting dressed as I'm walking down the stairs, I guess.
Okay. Ooh, okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Getting dressed. Just for funsies, roll me
Pulling on a shirt.
roll me an acrobatics check just for funsies.
Oh, I think I can do that. Yes, I'm good at this.
Because
Hang on.
we've all done this before.
Fuck.
We're late for something, or we're in a hurry and we're trying to head downstairs, throwing a shirt on. Maybe we miss a step.
Oh, I'm great at that.
Oh my god, that just happened to me last week, and my legs are so bruised from it. It hurt like a bitch because my dog was having a panic attack, and I was running to get to her, and I just fucking biffed it. Oh my god, it was awful.
So Sylvan, I love it. You just you throw your shirt on. Your face is obscured for a little bit, but you perfectly land every footfall on each step, and it's as if you've been here before several times, even though you've never. Anyways, after throwing all your clothes on, do you have your gear? Does everyone have their gear, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd imagine
ready to
so.
go.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Geld would definitely be having his gear on.
I feel for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, I just great sword done.
Also,
Right.
I don't even think I have armor.
I don't, but I'm kind of unarmored like that.
Well, sorcerers don't really get armor.
So
You got clothes.
no,
That's kind of rough.
I get mage armor.
Yeah.
You can-
Therefore, you just and it's on.
You can totally build a sorcerer that way if you wanted to, but it would require some feats for sure.
So they're just not allowed to wear them.
No, it's not that. It's that they normally aren't built to wear them because they're supposed to be unhindered. You know, sometimes wearing certain armor types can screw with your spell components and what you need. And
Like,
Yeah, I don't think we have proficiency in like any armor type.
no. So in order to gain proficiency in those armor types, you would need
Yeah.
to take a feat.
Yeah, so that's what, like, when you say, like, oh, you can't wear them, like, not really, because you don't have proficiency in any of them.
The only stipulation about this game when it comes to armor and certain people not being able to wear them, it's druids not being able to wear metal armor. And that's not necessarily by, well, I guess it is by choice, but it's an instilled choice. It's like tradition. It's like taboo to wear anything that isn't of the earth. Technically.
That makes sense to me, actually.
Anyways, so you all head downstairs. Once again, there's this kind of dapper-looking gentleman sitting on the couch, sipping away. He's got his pinky up as he brings the teacup to his lips, and he hears the footfalls on the stairs. And you know, everybody that comes down one by one, he just kind of shoulders a glance, and the innkeeper simply points you to the dining room for breakfast, unless anybody has words for the innkeeper.
I'm just gonna nod in thanks and just head down towards the food.
Oh, of course, there's
Yeah.
plenty. Go ahead. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm about the same as Sylvan.
Okay.
I'm gonna
As you-
wait until she wakes up, and as soon as she wakes up, I'll go down because
Yep.
I've been awake. I'll
Okay.
wait until she's awake, and then very tentatively bring her downstairs.
Now, okay. Let's say
she
that
wants-
around the same time that everyone gets up, you can hear them outside your door. You can hear them leaving their rooms and heading downstairs. It's at this point that your sister has not awoken yet.
Great, incredible start.
Anything you'd like to do?
I'm gonna hold my arcane focus just in case just in case some shit starts to go down.
What's your passive
It's a
perception, real quick?
My passive perception?
Yes,
Where did it go?
I should have
believe
this
it's an
written
eight.
down. It's an
It's an
8?
8. Yeah, I thought we knew this.
So your wisdom is -2.
My wisdom is -1, so I don't know why it's an 8, but
It shouldn't
it's supposed-
be. Yeah, it's supposed
Your
to be
your
-1.
stats sound so confusing because sometimes you roll -2, and I'm like, how did you even get a -2? Because like,
I have genuinely seen way worse stats.
well, no, but we didn't roll for stats or do like we did standard array.
Yeah, it's 15, 14,
Oh.
13, 12, 10, 8. Oh,
Yeah,
you put
that-
the 8 in your wisdom, didn't you? Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, no, you put it in your intelligence. Why is your intelligence...
Was
What?
I didn't realize that we did standard array. This is news to me.
Your passive perception is 11. You told me 8.
Since when is it? No, it's not.
It is 11. Look below... Wait. I'm looking at Sylvan's. That's why.
I was about to say.
I'm not her.
I was about to say I'm staring at it.
Okay, so... All right, your
I
wisdom
probably
is
messed up
negative.
when I was doing these stats, but I
Okay.
will fix that.
Passive perception. Yeah, your passive perception is supposed to be 10
Really
plus your
low.
wisdom modifier, and that's it.
I'm
But
gonna fix
your
things.
wisdom
Oh.
mod is -1, so it should be 9.
Yeah.
Regardless, you don't see what I'm...
I'm gonna fix things. Either way, the 8 is going in wisdom, and my passive perception is very bad.
You're sitting against the wall watching your sister. She's still sleeping. The light from the sun coming in the window just kind of dances with the shadowy portions of the room. Your sister kind of seems to be among it. And She is still sleeping. Do you want to do anything?
I guess I'll just kind of like not tap her shoulder, but just like touch her shoulder and see if she's like. The real fear is that she's gone comatose, but I don't think that's what happened.
All right, let me just roll something here. Okay. Wow. Very nice. As soon as you tap her on the shoulder, she jolts awake and very swiftly moves her arm in such a way where she kind of reaches around her chest up to where you're poking her on the shoulder, and she grabs your hand.
Oh, fuck.
And she says, "What are you doing?" Sharali, is that you?
I'm gonna blank look down at her.
And I will say that, sorry, just to briefly interrupt. When she grabs your hand, there is a noticeable strength to it.
Oh, okay, great.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna, I guess, look at her and just what do you not remember? You're out of jail. We got you out of jail. That's what happened yesterday.
I remember, yeah.
Well, that's good.
She turns and kind of shifts her back onto the bed, and she blinks a few times, looks up at you. Her eyes are fine.
Okay.
You remember them being, well, at least I think I remember we had canonically mentioned that she had the same color eyes as you.
She does.
Okay. Yeah. They are vibrant just as they were before. And she kind of rubs her eyes with one of her hands. She lets go of yours. And she just says, What are you doing here?
What do you mean, what am I doing here? You can't just disappear without a trace and expect me not to follow you.
She just goes, I thought you knew better than that.
I thought you knew better than to leave without so much as a word to me where you were going.
I couldn't take you with me where I was going.
And if you had just told me that, I might not have followed you. But you didn't. So here we are. And there's no point in dwelling on that because I'm here now. And there is clearly something wrong, and you are not telling me what it is. And in the middle of the night, I thought you were dying. But you weren't, and now you're acting like everything's normal? It's not. And I won't have you chastise me when something is wrong and you won't tell me what it is. And you're clearly in danger, but you won't let me help you.
Let's talk about this later. I'm hungry.
Fine.
I understand. And I'm sorry. But we can't talk about it here. They may be watching.
Fine. I'm gonna pick up my staff and start walking out.
She kicks her legs Out over the side of the bed, she sits up, rubs her eyes again, stands up wearily, and starts to move towards the door with you. You guys head downstairs. She says not a word on the way down.
Yeah, that tracks.
Just, you get the sense that she wants to talk to you, but she has this sort of level of paranoia going on that you haven't seen before. She's kind of a little shaky, and her eyes are just kind of shifting back and forth, and sometimes looking over her shoulder as if expecting to see somebody. But anyways, you guys make it down the stairs, and the innkeeper just says, "Oh dear, I do hope everyone is all right. You came in a panic yesterday."
Something like that, but it's...
Please, you need to eat some food. There's breakfast prepared. Please, you look so... You look pale, darlings, and thin.
Thanks. I'm gonna grab my sister by the arm and go and walk to where everyone else is, I guess.
And yeah, you head to the dining room. Clanging of silverware is heard, probably from your newfound friend, Ishel, gorging himself.
It's on his, third plate.
Save some for the rest of us.
Heading on in, you see them all sitting at a table, and Margaret is in the back of the kitchen area. It looks like she's getting ready to make some kind of bread. She's got flour out, some sugar. She's got water in a pitcher, and she's got this big old rising mound of yeast starter that's been kind of fermenting in the warmth for a few minutes now. And you walk in. Everyone's sitting there. Guys, you notice that Sharali and her sister, Marcyra, walk in. Marcyra looks a little weak and a little pale, and Sharali looks a little disheveled, I would say.
Sounds about right.
When do I not? Let's be real here. But I'm just tightly gripping this this long staff that has a pine cone looking shape on top of it. Just grasping it, hands shaking like I had too much coffee already in the morning. And I'm like, if one of you utters a single word, I might just lose it. And I'm going to go get food. Marcyra can do what she wants at this point. I'm not doing anything for her anymore.
She follows you over to the sideboard and grabs a plate and fills up. She grabs she grabs some fish, some cheese, a little bit of some bread, and takes it back over to the table where everyone's sitting. And you grab, what is it? I mean, I'm sure you grab a bunch of stuff.
Smorgasbord.
Everything. And you all are now sitting together. Huzzah. No, I'm
feels
just
like
kidding.
First day of school.
It really does. I mean, for a couple of you, actually, especially Marcyra, who is noticeably, at least from everybody's passive perceptions, noticeably just kind of off, just looking a little anxious.
Has Gelt gone downstairs yet?
I imagine so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So I guess I will come down last.
Okay.
You probably would have been the second one
Making
downstairs.
your dramatic entrance.
12 hours later. No, I'm just
She
kidding.
looks gorgeous.
I'm just kidding. We'll say that you've done the routine many times before on your own, and you're able to get yourself ready pretty quickly. Press to digitate that shit.
Listen, it's my favorite cantrip.
It's the best cantrip.
It's I guess my favorite non-damage dealing cantrip.
It's like, hey, you need to look better. Okay. Snaps fingers. Done.
Exactly.
All right, so you emerge into the dining area, Geld and Liliana, and you see everyone sitting at the table.
I will go get myself something to eat.
Same.
Okay. As you all gather plates and sit together, Margaret.
Or in my case, my fourth.
Yes.
I feel like he should be rolling a Constitution saving throw now.
For every plate. Every plate after the second one.
Like, truly, maybe just because in real life I can barely eat one meal, but I can't imagine eating 4 meals at once.
It's like 2 plates of turkey start rolling a level of exhaustion. Or no, you don't roll it. Take a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Homebrew rules. House rules. Oh my god, that would be so funny. Anyways.
I was mostly just adding. I was just more hamming it up, but I'm.
No, it's so funny though, like, because imagine, like, we come down and just see these stack of plates next to him, and, like, she just gets flashbacks to the day before when he was, like, just eating so awfully at the bar, and she's gonna be like, do you have a condition?
No, it just looks like man versus food. Like the pile of plates.
You now.
Pile of boxes.
Well, you're also now noticing that Ishal has a bit of a rotund physique.
Yeah, I said this like on the first session, but like he was already kind of portly, but like this is kind of gaining more weight, you know.
Okay.
It's insurance for when he inevitably starts to starve in the adventurer's life.
It's natural armor.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Brings meat shield a new meaning.
I want to sit next to Sylvan and lean over and be like, she's not normally like this. I just need you to know that.
I'm glad she's okay.
I think okay is a very loose term.
Marcyra just sits right next to you, Sharali. She's like, you know I can hear you.
And
I always was a better listener than you.
Wow, that's cold.
We're going to start with that, really.
Wow.
All right. So much for not wanting to talk about it.
No, she just kind of gives you a little bit of a wink as she says that and just starts eating.
The first normal thing she's done.
Yeah, she says,
Oh.
this is good. You need to eat. Eat up right now. Come on.
I think I'm the last person you need to be instructing. Absolutely not.
Did all of you encourage her to do this? And she looks over at everyone as she's got a big old fork of fish ready to go in her mouth. And as soon as she does finish saying that, she just pops it right in and just starts chewing loudly.
He
been
covers
like this.
his mouth and Ishal covers his mouth and does like a big old burp, but like covers it and then just goes, no, we didn't teach you that.
Nope.
They've known me
Liliana's
for like
just
4 days.
Liliana's just sitting there with, like, her fork and her knife and, like, very properly eating and just, like, trying her best not to gag at everybody else.
And she just says, as she's chewing, all right. Well, at least you're honest about it.
I'm gonna get rich girl to give you back.
And it's at this point that she's like, what do you mean?
Oh. Did we not explain that? Right. Okay. This is going to be an interesting conversation. So, in order to get you out of jail, instead of doing it the way I kind of wanted to do it, which was to break you out, figured that probably wouldn't be the best method of doing things. So, rich girl over here, I point to Liliana, even though it's blatantly obvious who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, used her scroll of pedigree to take you on as a ward and get you a pardon.
You just see
So,
her stop chewing for a second, and she swallows, and she says, "What?"
Or would you rather go back to jail? Because currently there stands your only two options.
She looks at Liliana for a moment, and she says, "This is
What'd you say?
this is great news."
I'm just
This-
like,
How is it great news?
She's like, I have protection now. Say, you say you're a noble?
I wouldn't expect protection.
Don't ask her that, Marcy. She's just going to say she's comfortable.
What is your surname? Your family name?
I'd prefer not to say.
Oh, come on. If I know the name, I'll tell you the weight it carries.
But the more I use the name, the more my family might be able to find me.
That's your own fault, my dear. If you wanted to use your scroll, you have to deal with the consequences, and so do I. So I think in this moment we can be mutually beneficial to each other.
I'm sorry, I'm currently stuffing my face.
That's right.
I mean, honestly,
I would imagine
real
you're in
in-game.
character.
I mean, in real life, but yeah.
I've been eating Kit Kats this whole time.
I am eating chips and dip.
Ooh.
Let's see. What is my surname? Okay. If I tell you it, you must swear to never repeat it to anybody else.
She says, "Okay, I have no plan to do so."
Does it seem like she's being honest?
Roll me an insight. See if she's telling the old truth there.
Can I roll
So
insight?
Anybody who wishes to roll insight here can do so.
Because
Okay.
this is my sister.
This is your sister, yeah. You would get advantage on yours, by the way, Sharali.
Oh wait, I get advantage? All
Yes.
I don't think I'm gonna do well. Oh, okay, you know, sight.
Heck, I didn't even need the vantage from my room.
Okay. Well, actually, Sylvan and Sylvan and Geld and Sharali all are able to visibly notice that just looking at Marcyra as she mentions this, her body is stalwart and unflinching, and she keeps her gaze and eye contact, and she doesn't have any nervous tics or weird things going on with her. She is full-heartedly saying that she will help if she can, as long as she gets help in return.
Okay.
It's not like
Good
a
enough for me.
fuck around and, you know,
Tit for tat.
yeah, it's not any of that. It's just a plain old simple, you help me, I help you, I scratch your back, you scratch mine scenario.
Oh, okay. She would then look to everybody else a bit. Same goes to all of you. I do not want this. I cannot go back. So.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna know the name if that's any consolation to you.
Yeah, and I'll absolutely keep it a secret.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Same.
You just see Marcyra shift a little bit. She's like, ooh, mysterious.
I'm gonna hit her on the
Stop
arm with
me,
my
I'm
staff.
sorry. My last name is Artanis.
Still keeping a close eye on Marcyra, just keeping the insight. We will say that she appears knowledgeable of who you are, and she says, okay. I think we may be okay traversing the run, that is.
Reversing the what?
The run, Champions Run. At least that's what she's referring to. And she's also possibly making mention of how your nobility might carry a little weight going through here. If, well, for you, Liliana, just give me a history check.
Okay.
Can I make
21.
a history check if I know the name
21.
too?
Wow.
Yes, you can. Geld, that's fine.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, you're just like, history? What's that? No, I'm just
Charlie
kidding.
doesn't want to know.
So, Liliana, you know very well that your family, what is it? They are tennis?
Yeah.
The Artenis family has ties all over Elisara, but they also have enemies. There was an instance in your family's history, not too far back. In fact, it occurred after the first eclipse, where some nobility with family ties to yours kind of went their own way and defected and started making a bad name for you and yours. And that's when your portion of the family stepped in and tried to right things forcefully. And they did so, but in doing so, you kind of paved the way for Champions Run to be taken over by this Red Brand character.
Oh. Uh-oh.
It just simply means that your family specifically has ties to this place that might help you.
But the more I use it, the more it could get back to my family, right?
Correct. Your family has secrets just like any other nobility does, and those are secrets that they would most likely want to keep.
Well, and also, I fucking ran. As far as I know, they want me back.
So you have a choice. Keep it or tell.
Tea.
So, be that as it may, I believe that we should maybe keep that as a last ditch effort.
Very well. I shall keep that a secret. I swear.
She nods, then continues eating her breakfast
With knife and fork.
with knife and fork. She's got like 3 different knives and like 3 different forks, whatever.
She made
Always
her
different
own
size.
table setting.
I made my own table setting. Yep.
You got like the knife with the edge facing inward towards the plate, an inch away from the edge of the plate, and all lined up with the tops of the forks on the other side of the plate. And yeah, it's like
Oh, I want to turn to my sister and be like, Also, Marcy, I don't know how long you were here before you managed to get yourself arrested, but what is going on with the racists in this town? Like, it's crazy.
She.
Like,
Oh, go ahead.
like, me and Liliana chose to disguise ourselves as humans, which I never want to do. It's god awful. In the square just to be shown due respect.
She looks at you with a little bit of concern. She says, "You would stoop so low."
Yes, I would stoop so low. Again, don't need you chastising me when I should really be the one chastising you.
I was here for, I think, about a week and a half. I was fed by the jailer. I wasn't not cared for. I just was lost in my thoughts.
That's one way to put it.
And then you showed up, so just let me enjoy this moment, please.
So, I have a question. What is it like to grow up with siblings? I'm an only child.
She scoffs, almost spits out a little bit of fish.
Imagine what it's like to have a locust constantly buzzing right in front of your eyes, yet you can never seem to swat it away.
Oh.
That's what I would liken it to.
That's a horrible analogy.
I think it's a wonderful analogy. But I suppose you disagree with me. See, locusts that cannot be swatted away.
I just don't think you understand a good analogy these days.
Who's the one that studied for hours on end? Who's the one that barely can read? As I recall, it's not me.
Father had us both educated, and you know that.
What a educated is a very relative term.
Did you both have a library at your home too?
Marcyra's just like, she's like,
I'm gonna facepalm.
I love how it's just like, oh, we're both kind of sort of entitled, and then just comes in with a mountain of entitlement.
It's like, I had books, did you? Oh, you're fucking peasants.
And the best thing is that she's not even meaning it to be like rude or anything. She just really truly does not know. He's so like naive.
It's great. It's wonderful.
As I recall, Father died when I was 3, so I don't know what kind of an education one can get by the time they're 3, but...
You had your nose in a book ever since you could read. Come on.
Yes, I was very self-sufficient.
Therefore, you benefit from the books that Father left us.
I'm not saying I don't benefit from the books. What I'm saying is that if you're going to be overly critical of my coming up with analogies of what to liken you to, I'm waiting for yours. Where's your analogy, Marcyra? What am I like? What is having me as a sibling like? I'm dying to know.
She actually stops and looks a little, maybe like she has something she wants to say, but is either too afraid to say it or doesn't want to hurt your feelings. And she just says, nothing. Just finish your meal.
Don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna turn away. start trying to talk to Sylvan. I'm gonna straight up ignore her. See, we're getting back to normal, slowly but surely.
Is there ever a point where you guys were actually getting along with each other?
No, of course not.
Not really. They just both kind of answer in unison.
Okay.
So as you all finish your meals, and you all just kind of banter away. You get to know each other a little bit. Marcyra explains, all of her woes and
Her
the
life story.
the details of her adventures up to as of like a week and a half ago. It's like, and that's how I got into jail. You basically learn that she hitched a ride after traveling through the Ebonshade Forest. Apparently, she was captured by the Shadar Kai for a good week, and she was vetted. And then, at one point during her story, she does appear to be a little elusive. I want everyone to roll me an insight check.
I'm not good at insight.
Hey.
Bad.
See, sister, it's the fake twin telepathy.
Everyone else, as you listen to her story and just kind of like corroborating her facts in your own mind and seeing if anything correlates to what you experienced personally coming through both the Ebonshade as well as passing Project Dawnbreak. There is something she's leaving out, Sharali.
Mm-hmm.
Something in the experience she had in Ebonshade Forest she's leaving out intentionally. And take that as you will, but as she's telling her story, she finishes by saying that she hitched a ride in Misthaven with a trade ship, and that the trade ship eventually got beset upon by some kind of storm, and it got tossed up against the rocks near the junction in Heartflow, where you also almost got...
Oh, yeah.
And the ship essentially crashed up against the rocks and was damaged and got caught in them, and it was able to be repaired quickly to an extent where it was able to finish the journey, but after that she doesn't know what happened to them. She saw them set sail from Stormreach after they received a few more repairs, and then they went back up the Heartflow. And that is kind of where you guys probably get the sense that the ship that you encountered along the Heartflow might have been that ship.
Oh.
With the dripping hunger on
The timing works out.
Just pocket that. We'll put a pin in it.
Not going to make any mention of any treasure we found on the boat.
Well, it wasn't hers, that's for sure.
So, yeah, she finishes by just saying, and after that, I met this charismatic, just, well, you know him to be Redbrand. He had this way of speaking with people, and I became entranced. I wanted to help. He had a cause that I supported. But of course, he wanted me to prove my worth. And of course, you all recall that she was tasked to steal something quite valuable from a jeweler in the Azure Bazaar.
If I may interject, he's fully cleared with his fourth plate, and he's not going for any more.
At this point, everyone's surprised that you're not, or at least she isn't, or is.
Yeah. If I may ask, how what was this item you tried to steal?
It was an amulet. I'm unsure of its make or potential, but I knew it when I saw it. He mentioned that it was powerful, or at least he thought that the jeweler didn't know that she had such a powerful artifact.
Shaw nods and he'll just kind of keep watching the conversation.
Sylvan's ears are perking up at this point because she is very much interested in hearing about this amulet. Because if she remembers correctly, that thing was worth like 30,000 gold or something like that.
Wasn't it over 50?
It was 50,000, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but well, actually, here this is specifically what I said. I said grand theft in this world is considered the attempted theft or the realized theft of an item that's worth 50,000 or more gold.
Yes. Okay, so we didn't know the actual worth. We just know it's more than that.
It's either that or more. Yep.
Yep. That or more. Yep. Okay. Well, to me, that sounds like Red Brand really wants this thing for a reason, and perhaps maybe we need to get it first.
It's a good idea. If even when you fell, he cursed you.
The thing is, and she says this out loud, she says, I almost had it, but there were some magical wards protecting it.
And you were cursed.
No, I don't think so. You're not sure if she's just not recalling or if she actually doesn't remember. Totally.
I mean, Sharali's just sitting there trying to figure out where in the story she could have been touched by the darkness in the way that she was. Because she remembers the whole encounter that she had in the Ebon Shade, where it was like Marcyra had appeared, but not as herself, like cloaked in darkness, pretty much. But it wasn't her. Like, it wasn't her actual physical being. So it had to have been before that, but then what did the wards do something to the curse that was already there? And she's just trying to figure out the timeline in her brain as Marcyra is talking.
Right.
Could I insight check that part?
Sure.
23.
Nice.
Not 20.
Oh, nat 20!
Very good.
The first nat 20 we've had in a long time.
So, you personally can't. Well, here's the thing. You know that she's lying.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that she knows what happened. But there's something about her words, the way that she's kind of portraying herself and acting, that almost feels like she's being disingenuous. Like she's not she's acting. Like she's not being herself in this moment.
Out of character, I think I know what's going on, but my character would not know.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
that's
No
a-
metagaming.
Mhm.
With that kind of sense, Ged will kind of just look around the room, see if anyone's, I guess, trying to listen in or just out of place in this moment.
Roll me a perception. Just to
Hopefully
see
I
if there's
beat my
anything that
passive.
stands out.
Well, my passive's a 15.
All right. There's no magical surveillance or any kind of noticeable indication that you're being monitored. The only thing you would be maybe slightly concerned about would be Margaret, but she's kind of on the other side of the room that you're in, and she's chopping away on some vegetables. So you're unsure of whether or not she's actually able to hear you.
Yeah, okay. No, I'd say Guild will lean in and just say, why are you acting right now?
She says with a bit of a... She's giving you a look right now, Geld. Like she wants to tell you something, but she's unable to. She just says, what do you mean?
He'll kind of just wave it off at that point. Just looking over to... excuse me. Sharali.
Are you guys okay after you mention whatever you're going to say there? If we call it just like a 5 minute while we use the
Yep,
bathroom?
go right ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Avoiding metagaming. I think I might know what's wrong.
No metagaming.
Hey,
But metagaming is my middle name.
I didn't even do anything yet.
You can metagame in Baldur's Gate 3, can't you, Tristan? At least you specifically.
Yes, I can.
Jeez.
I think I've done like every single path at this point.
It's like, hey, I know what's going on. Then there's
Carry
no
on.
DM to tell you no metagaming. So
I use it all the time to choose fights because I know exactly where a fight is going to start. So I was able to, like honor mode, super easy for me.
oh my God.
But
But have you
Tristan,
actually gone through it?
Huh?
Have you
Yeah,
actually
so-
gone through the entirety of honor mode?
Yeah. Twice. No, 3 times.
My God.
I have over
Christian-
1,000 hours in this game.
Jesus
you
Christ.
still got some new classes to go through.
I know. I'm currently playing. They have Dance Bard now in the mods list. So I'm playing my character that I made for Match's game right now. I'm doing a playthrough with her.
So
Nice.
Sharali, you were saying
I think I'm just gonna look at her and be like, should my friend over there be right? I had no idea your duplicity came so naturally. You agreed that we would have an earnest and true conversation about this. Not here, maybe not now. But if you do not fess up to whatever I ask you when we finally have this conversation, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something. And it will be, I'm going to have a plan by that point.
she nods, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, quick fiver. We'll be right
Again?
back. No.
No,
We-
this is the fiber now.
No, this is the fiber. Yeah, sorry. We got on a little bit of a Baldur's Gate.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. I was about to say, like, what?
Be right back.
It's a tenor instead.
The tenor.
Okay. I promise not to metagame if someone tells me what their theory is about what's going on, because I got nothing.
My theory is that whatever spoke to you last night is in her, and it just kind of keeps switching between her and whatever is in her,
Yeah,
or something that's
that-
pretending to be her.
That was
Yeah,
my
like
theory. It's a possession.
That's what. Well, I mean, that's what I thought last session too. Like that's why I did the protection from evil and good, because that's supposed to protect from possession. So that's what I
But
was
it
like,
might not
maybe-
be like a normal type of possession. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
Zen
a
likes to
normal
do funky
possession.
things.
It is an advanced possession.
No, that was my running theory from last session too.
Yeah, no.
But-
Zen likes to
but-
do kind of funky stuff that kind of goes past normal stuff.
Normal rules.
Yeah.
Well,
Ugh,
that whole
just outside.
seizuring thing could have been because of an imbalance in her. And right now,
Yeah,
she
so
just
we
might
have-
be
we have
acting
to
like
get
that because a weird guy is in the room.
We have to get the chi in order. I also want to know what's the deal with all of these racists in this town.
I mean,
Yeah.
is there really a deal?
I think
Racists
there's-
are just everywhere, man.
They're
Also,
just
I
more
think it's
open
just
about it
I-
here.
I think there's a deal, and we just don't know what it is yet.
Is it a smaller area, man? Or like if there's not a lot of tieflings around, or like exotic, quote unquote, exotic races around, you know, like ignorance, you know,
Well,
Racism
alive
is a
and well.
learned behavior.
yeah. And if there's
So,
not a lot of, if
really-
you don't have a lot of experience with people that are different from you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
funny enough, Tristan, the whole reason for that could be tying to your family.
not really. My family's all human. I'm adopted. My father adopted me. He's not even married. There was a whole bunch of like what to do about it, like a bunch of like side eye because he was a single man who adopted a tiefling child.
Ah, that part I didn't
I'm not-
know. That was all tieflings.
I'm not rich enough to be important.
I mean, if we're ranking importance by rich, I think Liliana would probably beat us all. She'd be the main
me-
character.
To be fair, she
She's
doesn't.
all over the scroll of pedigree. Of course she beats all of them.
To be fair, though, if we're going by gold with the rest of the party, I have just as much as everybody else. 'Cause
Uh-huh.
She left home with not a lot on her back.
And you're not rich. You're comfortable.
I mean, she isn't. Her parents are rich.
Also, Sharali arguing with Marcyra is me arguing with my sister. My actual sister.
Yeah. I don't have a relationship with my brother.
Yeah, I contacted your sister in real life, and I was
Oh,
like,
no.
"How do you act with her?" And she's just like,
you know.
just like this, and I'm like, "Okay, got it."
Bitch.
It's wild to me how well Zim and Shadow get along. Crazy to me.
Why is
Hey,
that crazy?
yeah, why is that crazy?
They secretly hate each other.
Why?
Just
Not at all.
well, because my experience with siblings has not been great.
I think that we found more of a bond with each other because our parents were more absent than some parents.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's probably why.
Yes, see, my brother was he was just an abusive asshole.
Oh,
I'm
abuse
sorry
him
to-
back, punch him in the face.
That's great.
Yeah. Dunk.
Grab his dick and twist it.
Let's go. Bop
Hit him
it.
with your car.
Skip it.
Bop
Pull it.
Twist it. Holy shit. That is incredible.
That was awesome.
Get
That's
yourself a
what I
new
had
hood
run.
ornament.
Sorry, it was
Hit him
the
with- hit him with
'90s
your
in me.
Oh man.
All right, I guess we should probably play, right?
Yeah.
Probably should.
All right. So, awkward breakfast.
Yeah,
That's one way
great
to put it.
time.
You see, I mean, everyone basically finishes their plates and gets full for the day. We'll say that you don't need to eat until later tonight, whatever you do.
Because we all had four plates.
However, I would imagine that is probably not quite what's going on with the Shaw. Just going to probably have second breakfast here anytime.
He is a hobbit. Just in a Shatterkite like suit.
Leftensies.
Dinner, luncheon, supper.
Tea. Tea time.
So, all right, you all get up. What are you gonna do? Do you even have a plan? Like, what's going on here?
No.
We really don't.
I
Well,
am
there is one
correct.
thing, but I'm kind of just waiting for the opportunity.
Oh
I
yeah,
mentioned the necklace.
And I was more referring to whenever the hell. Yeah, I was more waiting for whenever. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was Reaper, who wanted to give that sword.
oh
to me.
yeah. Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
I was going to do it after we had gotten out of the inn.
Okay.
Didn't we all have
Yeah,
spooky
so-
dreams about that one guy that I don't remember the name of?
The wahoo? Huh?
Does anyone remember this? When we were on the ship, we all had dreams about this one guy, and now I can't remember his name.
Harbinger?
Yes. Should we do something about that? That might be a good idea.
That's what he's called,
this-
anyways.
Was this before my first thing? Because I do not remember that.
So
No, I thought you were sure. It was on the
Um,
ship, I thought.
Yeah, Lamau, I wasn't.
I believe that that occurred on the ship by the people who are in this party that had boarded the ship originally in Misthaven. That means the two additionals that just came on board did not. So,
Cool.
yeah, they don't know about this nightmare.
And they're not going to.
Yep, ignorance is bliss.
Well, I'm sure you'll
Okay.
find out soon enough who exactly that is.
Mhm.
Yes, Harbinger has been a recurring figure, already screwed with the party on a couple of occasions.
Probably Red Brand or some shit like that.
I was gonna say, guess we should help the bartender at the tavern, right? And that blockade of
Oh yeah,
Stuff.
I forgot about that.
yeah.
Yeah, perhaps
Before
we
we
can earn some extra cash.
before we journey on, maybe try and find more shards if they exist. I'm not sure.
Did you tell us that he needed us to do something for him?
Yeah, the innkeeper was like,
I
or
thought he did.
the tavern keeper, he just basically said that supplies aren't getting through. And actually, this was corroborated by several people at the bazaar as well. And yeah, they're having issues getting supply lines through because of Red Brand's tribe.
They're having supply chain issues.
Yep.
It's like the pandemic all over again.
I think what's coming up here is going to create an interesting dynamic of geopolitical factions. This will be interesting.
Oh.
I have enough politics and takers. Now I gotta have politics here too.
You're just starting to get into the politics of takers.
Yeah, but that pissed me off.
You're like, Liliana, maybe you should disguise self as someone else every single time we fight anyone of any importance that might
No, I am.
that might gap.
To be fair, they're racist here. They'll look at a tiefling. They wouldn't
They
expect her
are.
to be rich.
I'm like, I feel like there's got to be something behind that, but then also everyone was saying sometimes racists are just racist,
Mm-hmm.
Which is true.
which is yes, which is true.
Which I guess, like, in a D&D campaign, that might not be, but I'm just speaking from personal experience of growing up in a small town.
I'll give you guys a hint. DM to players, I do kind of semi-often give players DM advice, at least from my perspective. I do not normally include racism in my games, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So there's
Okay.
probably a reason.
There is a reason I have it here.
T. Okay.
I
about to
want
say,
you to
I've-
be fired up.
I was about to say I've been a drow multiple times with you, and I've never experienced racism as a drow. So
Exactly.
See, I'm not crazy.
Well, I'd like to ask her, why do they hate tieflings?
She
Who?
gives you her opinion. She says, I don't really know, because we look different, because we act different, because we're somewhere else. We're from somewhere else. I don't understand. I probably never will.
Something must have happened here, specifically involving tieflings or something that caused this. That's my guess.
Mm,
The only thing I personally recall is that at one point, us tieflings, we were persecuted. Something to do with the first eclipse.
So perhaps maybe they still believe that you're responsible for the first eclipse.
Maybe even for the second one, too. And her eyes kind of like light up in realization.
Were tieflings the cause for the first eclipse?
Canonically, no. They were not.
But they were blamed, right?
Yes.
Okay.
don't we just love being the scapegoats?
At first, it
So-
was the tieflings, and then it was. Well, you don't even need to roll for this because this was very apparent and was ingrained in pretty much everyone's psyche during the time. Tieflings, orcs, basically anybody who was viewed as potentially just inherently evil were persecuted during this time. And this kind of fueled the Shadow Sect's ambitions and how they were able to maneuver things in their own plans. Unfortunately, you know the first eclipse to be not permanent. It ended after a week or so. And there was reason to believe that that kind of maybe there was something to I don't want to say too much here, but there were people in Elisara who were sacrificing evildoers to try and bring the light back.
Great.
Great news for us, right?
Especially with a second eclipse happening right now.
We just keep
Oh.
on winning.
I think
We
you
gonna
mentioned
die.
something about that
Except for the
horseman.
sister.
Would you say, Crazy?
I think you mentioned that there was a dark cult or something that sacrificed 1,000 people.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Yeah, but I don't think we knew that it was minorities.
We
no,
didn't know
you
what
did
they
not.
sacrificed.
I did not tell you what they sacrificed.
Yep, just that they sacrificed like 1,000 people.
But now we can infer with our scientific minds.
Which I don't know if that would be metagaming though, so maybe we can't. But
No, I think. Let me just. It would not be metagaming at this point because you all would probably realize what she's saying is that during the first eclipse, you and your people, Sharali and Marcyra, you and Liliana, you would all have known this to be possibly one of the worst times that you've ever experienced in your lifetime.
Worst
And-
times to be a tiefling.
Worst times to be a tiefling. That's kind of where you all developed your sense of, expediency and independence and trying to get out of scenarios that you deemed dangerous. And you've grown adept at it, and that's why you've survived this long. But at the same time, many others did not. In fact, there are still many places today in Elisara that share this sort of disdain for your kind. And unfortunately, I guess it's a double-edged sword here. You've stumbled into the one place where tieflings are both revered and feared. Because, there are many allies that align themselves with Red Brand's cause. Anyways.
Moral of the story: it's tough to be a tiefling.
It is.
Mhm.
Okay. That being said, I think breakfast is finished.
Yep.
Yep.
After Ishal's 5th plate.
And you've decided that
No.
you want to go take on that barricade?
I'm down for that.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
As funny as we'll ever be.
I can't wait
Yep.
for this because, oh my god, you...
I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna look at Marcyra and go, so we're about to face off against your employer. You don't have to come, but I will be very disappointed in you and will never forgive you if you don't come.
She looks at you, shrugs, and says, what else if I have to lose?
Mm, nothing. Yeah, yep. Nothing.
Suppose I don't have a choice. And she
No, you don't.
puts her
Let's
fork
go.
and knife down on her plate and stands up from the bench, and everybody grabs their belongings and takes the last couple morsels and shoves it into their mouths and depart.
Mm-hmm.
As we exit out of the inn, I'll actually pull out the Moontouch greatsword.
And walk over to Shaw.
Yeah. See? Yeah, this will probably serve you well. You better than me.
He'll pick it up in his hands and go, I'll take it.
So you notice that it's a finely crafted greatsword. The edge is clean, pristine, well sharpened. The hilt is kind of a sort of darkened steel color, and the handle is wrapped in sort of ashen leather. And as soon as you grab it, you notice that there's this feeling like a tingle that courses through your body. And you feel connected to this sword. You feel really good holding it. And you notice there's almost like a thrumming that syncs itself with your heartbeat.
He picks it up and just goes, this suits me. And he'll pocket that one, and he'll think about getting rid of the other one in due time.
Fuck this thing. No, I'm just kidding.
Pocket sword.
Throws it in the ocean. I don't know.
Epic description. Yeah, this is cool. We're back in the bag.
That's
the good one also.
really worth a lot of gold. Just puts it in his bag.
These are really good.
No, I was more referring to the other greatsword I had, not the Moontouch. No. We are not getting rid of that.
Gotcha.
This is like when Rose throws the heart of the ocean back into the
Oh man.
So you get bosses say, well, this should prove to be more useful for you. Better to always have. It's always good to have better equipment, whatever we may face.
And excuse me. So I'd imagine that everybody is walking in tandem towards the one exit out of
Yes.
Stormreach.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Unless if there's anything anyone wanted to buy. Remember
You are-
someone saying something.
So
I think we
there.
closed.
Sorry, just as a quick aside, you can travel to the markets, or rather the bazaar. Just know that you would be taking a detour in doing so, because the market's it encompasses. Let me bring out the ruler. Just this area right here.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else is either residential or just like smaller unknown businesses, or maybe even like storehouses or barracks for some of the sailors and merchants and other passers-by, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I only bring it up because I remember last session some people talking about getting something for some reason. Can't remember.
Plus, we could also get an eye on the that necklace.
Ah,
while we're
yes.
here.
Or try to at least.
Wait, where is it? I thought it was.
It's at the bazaar. That's where your sister.
Oh shit! It
Rest-
is.
So here's the thing. Just as another aside, DM to players, Marcyra is with you. And if you emerge into any place that she has accosted or broken the law against, she will be noticed.
Oh no.
And there might be a disposition change to anybody that you interact with.
Wait,
Oh.
1 second. Do I have?
I was about to say.
That's only for myself, isn't it?
Is she a warlock? And does she have disguise self?
I believe we established her as a sorceress, did we not?
I think that was the case.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorcerers also get disguise self.
I just thought we had said that she was a fighter turned warlock, but
Oh,
sorceress is fine.
Dang.
I does not.
if you have it canonically in your backstory, that's my fault. And
I just thought. Hold on.
go ahead and
Let's
let
look
me
at
know what you
Craig-
want there.
Let's look at what Craig said the last time, because I thought we had mentioned it.
Will work within the confines.
I thought you guys didn't mention it, but overall you went with sorceress.
I mean, if that's what everyone remembers, I don't remember what I did yesterday. So
Oh yeah, you told Zen that he could choose.
Yeah, I
He
think
chose
I-
sorcerer.
Yeah.
that's fine.
But
I will.
sorcerers do have disguise self as a first level spell.
Yes,
Does she
and I
have
will.
disguise self?
So she
And for
does.
somebody who, I was about to say, and for somebody who was going to be like off steel and stuff, I could expect her to have that.
She does,
Mhm.
and I will say that she is very much like you, Sharali. You have this power that kind of goes along with you and herself that she taps into, but hers is a little bit different. Hers comes from just innate power versus yours, which is given.
Just yeah. Why can I not find the last thing?
So, yeah. You're going to the bazaar then?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I just
Before
looked,
we,
She's
I
gonna.
was looking at. I was
Sorry.
looking at the sorcery spell list because of the disguise self. There's a spell where you can make something look like it's worth double.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yo.
Yeah. No one really uses it though. Like it's very, very tricky to use.
Yeah, it takes a low DC check to pass, and I don't think it even lasts us that long.
8 hours.
That's longer than I thought. So I'd be thinking of
Check
a different
this
one.
out.
Can we find something high worth and possibly
Check
trade
out
it for
this
the...
side boob. I'll
Do you
sell
like
it to
that?
you for 1,000 gold.
You
That
should
means it
want
was worth 500 to begin with.
Why can I not find? This is getting...
No, I guess if it's only a low DC. Well, no, because it's against your spell DC. So, listen, I'll sell some stuff for good coin. Good
You
Jeep
could
sells wares.
technically find not necessarily like the crown jewel or any specific niche merchant within the Azure Bazaar, but possibly just like a trader or like a fence that deals in most everything. Because if you think about it, if he's a good seller and a good businessman and he deals in a wide range of things, you can potentially get that many more customers.
Huh.
So, yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Let's say that you're walking the market and right down here. Go ahead. Whoever's.
Are there any magic stores? Magic shops?
There are a couple, not many.
So does Marcyra look like Marcyra, or does she look not like the thief that was arrested for grand theft?
So I need to very quickly just
Probably
look
should
up
have done
something.
that before we started coming in here.
That's all right. She'll just throw it up if she has to. So that's going to be an action.
Oh,
Looks like
I'm also
Yeah.
gonna have mine just because if I decide I want to buy something, I don't want to be taken.
Yeah, I'm doing
Or ride.
my
Good call.
I'm doing my switch from bright red to human sort of coloring.
She's
Yep.
gonna change herself to look like a woman with flaming red hair, human, and kind of long, draping down the back. And she's got this green overcoat with a cape that is the same color. She's kind of wearing a dress of the same color. And there's just subtle physical features about herself that look like her original self.
Yes.
And she just winks at you.
See, pretending to be a human isn't so bad.
She says, "Shut up." And you all go into the market.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone's getting good number of people are giving you a nod. It's pretty busy at this time of day. Everyone's out getting their supplies and ingredients and whatnot for the day's events. And eventually you find your way to a stall that seems to be trading in a variety of things. You see behind a gnome chap who has a dapper mustache, what he might call a mustache.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of character. And he just twirls it as you approach. Oh, welcome. Welcome. Good eye, all of you. And you see this beautiful set of black, misty looking armor that appears to be part metal, part leather, hanging on a rack behind him that's set up against a sort of white tent backdrop. And he's got a helm piece that's bejeweled with all these different colored jewels sapphires, diamonds, opals, onyx, all these different colors that are just kind of forming a rainbow-esque look to them. And then you have sort of the more mundane looking items, like a few swords. There's a great sword, there's a long sword, there's a scimitar that looks to be of a particularly strong curve. And again, he's twirling his mustache. This guy is maybe 3 feet tall. And he's standing on a wooden box that is large enough to allow his legs to be visible over the counter that he's overseeing. And
All right.
he's just got this monocle, and he adjusts it, and he says, "You look like you might have some gold to spend. What can I help you with?"
We're looking for an amulet.
Oh, I have plenty. Is there a specific feature you're looking for?
Not particularly. Looking at everyone who is just kind of saying like, shit.
Is there anything that I can see that's like looks particularly valuable while he's speaking to us?
Roll me just a straight up. Let's go with a wisdom check, please.
Can I also do that because I am rich and I know what things of value look like?
Yes, I think both of you would get advantage on this, actually. Just because,
cool.
you know, Sylvan, first off, you would have knowledge of what is valuable and what isn't. And Liliana, you would also know the same thing, but for different reasons.
I swear my character is cursed. I never roll well.
So,
I just need the visual of Sylvan being lowered into a store of Mission Impossible stuff.
Liliana, there's a number of different amulets that this merchant has on hand that look like they have a little bit of value, at least to you. You notice that a couple of them have some gold and silver inlays, and some of them are composed entirely of gold, and one of them's even platinum, but you don't see anything that's like super crazy in value.
Okay.
Cool. I kind of just want to know if he has anything that a sorcerer could use, because, like, I'm always on the hunt for magic items, man.
Do you ask him of this?
Yeah, I left the door open on purpose.
Honestly, sure, I'll ask.
We want the fancy stuff.
What do you say?
Do you happen to have anything that a magic user could use?
He looks at you and he goes, I have one or two things. Do you have the coin? And, I mean, obviously you would know that you most likely don't.
I mean, not then. I don't know. What do I have? How much is a platinum worth?
That's 10 gold.
10. Yeah, I have like maybe around 250 gold.
Okay.
So I don't know if that would actually get me anything.
What is this, a credit check? Just tell us.
Just tell us what it is and how much it costs.
Yeah. Roll a wallet save.
Roll a credit score check. Disadvantage, and the result, you lose the result in your credit score at the end.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Joke's on you. That was a hard pull of your credit score. It is down 200 points.
Oh, no.
No, he says, I personally don't have anything that I think you would be of interest for, but I did hear of a very interesting specimen that had arrived at the Crown Jewel as about a week or maybe it was 2 or so ago. In fact, there was an attempted robbery.
I
I
look at Marcyra.
Don't look, he's gonna notice.
Hey, we're both disguised. I'm gonna guilt her as much as I can.
So I think as you're all kind of realizing that, oh shit, the Crown Jewel clearly has some kind of magical protection around it, or at least deals in high profile trades.
Crown Jewel is where we sold stuff last time, right?
Correct, yeah. So you have a little bit of a disposition bonus going in if you were to approach it again.
Okay.
Anyways, so everybody just quickly, for shits and gigs, just roll me a perception
I
check.
don't like where this is going. So perception was
20.
my -2. Hey, that's not bad.
Better than me.
18.
It's all
Nice.
in the dice.
It's all in the dice.
It's crazy. You
Whoa.
said 19?
18.
Oh, they said 19. I'm
What?
like, 18.
What? It's all. It's all in the dice. That's what it
Okay.
said.
Well, it's all about the virtual wrists, you know.
So, that last sentence kind of resonates with you, at least from the market stall owner there. He might be able to help you out, but it's at this point that all of you, and I shit you not, all of you, because you all rolled just above what I needed.
Finally.
Yay.
You feel this sensation on the back of your necks, like your hair standing up. And you all happen to look in the same direction at the same time. Standing probably about 30 feet away from you or so, amidst the crowd that's gathering around the bazaar, is a hooded figure. Cloaked in black, face obscured, hands and arms covered by the cloak that they're wearing. And as the faces and figures of the market pass by your view and continue to obscure your vision of this figure that's watching, always at the edges of your perception, cause it to disappear after a brief moment, leaving you with that never-ending feeling that you are at all times being watched.
Oh.
And that's where we're going to call it tonight.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was gonna probably add like a detail that he's gonna just start having a sword. I mean, a hand on his sword at all times. But it's not enough time for that detail.
That was good.
Indeed.
Agreed.
Next session will be most likely the you dealing with the blockade, and that's something I'm looking forward to.
Nice.
Nice.
Just know that I believe I'll let you know, but I am going on vacation this coming weekend. I'm going to Austin, Texas to visit my wife's sister and her fiance. So if Wednesday comes around and I'm unable to do the session, then I'll let you know.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. See ya.
Have fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, Zen,
Bye.
Y'all.
Fine.
give Kogoro a noogie if you see him.
Okay.
Peace.
See ya.